Okay, not really starting. I just want to make sure this worked. I think it does. See you in a minute. All right, if you can hear me, I think the stream is working on the new computer, although it does look kind of quiet. That's not great. I don't think I can turn that up. Let's see. Gain is all the way up. It's all the way up there. I'll just try to be like a DJ and get really close to the microphone. So how is everybody doing? I have had quite a week. Let me mute my computers because you don't need to hear all the background noises going on. All right, mute. How can I mute that one? Mute. All right, all muted. Yeah, it's really quiet still. Okay, I don't know if I can make it better. Let's see. Are there... I wonder if I can nope, there's no options there. I wonder if I can make it louder in advanced audio properties. It does not look... Oh, wait, maybe I can bump it up. I don't know. Is this getting any louder? Do. Any better? Is that louder at all? Let me try 6 dB increase. Oh, percentage. Supposedly it's a lot better, but I don't know if it is or not. Let me try to do this and then I'll just stop. I don't know if it looks like it's a little bit louder. Maybe it's not clear though. Any thoughts on this? I mean, this is probably as good as it's going to get. So, it is what it is. Try 225. It looks like OBS allows me to bump up the volume beyond 100%. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Hello, everybody. Let's see. I already missed stuff. Oh, Bobby can hear just fine. And look at that. We tested, and now my chat thing works. Change my mic settings. So Jason, I don't know if you're jokingly saying that because this week, if you've been following me online, holy cat biscuits, what a week. My Windows machine died and I ended up burning out a hard drive. This is all Linux, completely Linux. And I've been a Linux admin for decades, but I generally used OS 10 as my main desktop, and then recently Windows, and it all fell apart, so I just went all in. So this is all Linux, thus my levels not being automatically nice and everything. Dwayne, oh yeah, that's not the kind of Halloween scare you want. Hopefully your position stays secure. Yikers. I'm going through. I'm already behind on comments because that's the kind of day it's been, or the kind of week it's been. Let's see. All right. Has it? I'm sorry to will you troubleshoot for me? Is the volume better than it was at first? At least, I mean, at least for me, it's bouncing up into the yellow a little bit. So hopefully, it's louder without being clipped or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe you can't hear me at all, and that's why you're not I don't know why he's just moving his lips like that, but. Anyway, yes, if you haven't been following up with me, it has been quite a week. Everything is is all Linux now. I do still have one Macintosh. It's an older Mac Mini. However, it's not as old as I thought. Actually, it's a 2018 Mac Mini. I guess I did get one after the one before that, because the one before that was like the first Intel Mac Mini, but this one's from 2018, so it's not that old. But anyway, it's not powerful enough to run all the monitors, even with an external GPU. It was wacky. So now I just use that. If you looked at my little tour, that's connected via NX protocol, the nomachine.com, and it seems to be working pretty well, actually. Not bad. And all of my frustrations apart, there are some pretty nice things about having Linux in the desktop. Like, I can just use command line tools to rearrange my windows really quickly and all that stuff. But there's some frustrations. I'll talk a little bit about the frustrations after we talk about pranks. The chat's going good, and I'm not good at keeping up. Yes, Lewis, I finally do Linux for realsies. And it's a little ironic, I know. I mean, literally, I've been a Linux trainer since 2009. I've been a Linux admin since before 2000. I know, right around 2000. I became a Linux admin, and most of my laptops run Linux, but it's not the same as like my main desktop. So now my main desktop is running Linux. And apart from the frustrations, it was really, really frustrating. Oh, let's see. Same. Oh, good. Good. Okay, so yeah, Bobby, are those still on my YouTube channel? I don't even know if those are still. Oh no. Are those in my Patreon welcome basket, Bobby? I was trying to remember where anybody would have seen Exciting Excitement from. But yeah, that's that's the video gold you get when you become a Patreon subscriber. Anyway, welcome basket. Okay, yeah. I was like, wow, I thought those were off my YouTube channel. Do you want? It's really sad. I used to have so a lot of the videos in the Patreon welcome basket are the old Linux Journal videos that I did like for YouTube. And the people, it was actually Slashdot finally has most recently purchased like the Linux Journal Corpse that's just kind of been hauled from here and there. But they deleted the YouTube channel. So the Linux Journal Online YouTube channel is gone. Like they deleted it, and it breaks my heart because there was so much crazy, ridiculous stuff on there. And maybe they didn't want to associate me with their brand. I get that. IBM doesn't like me for the same reason. I'm not professional enough, but nonetheless. Oh, yeah, design. So, okay. I assume that Dwayne is talking to Lewis about this. So he's designing a PCB, and yeah, oh yeah, Lewis wins the Nerd Award pretty much every day. So anyway, it's their loss about IBM. That's okay. So do you want to hear the story? I know we're talking about pranks today, but so the story about why IBM doesn't really love me is when Linux Journal was in its magazine phase, and I was writing every month. I would do the every year we did like a Linux Journal. It was some kind of awards. I don't remember what the awards were, but like we sent out polls and everything and surveys to our readers, and like it was like the best of the best for Linux stuff. And if IBM didn't get rated top, I was just pretty blunt about, like stuff like, oh, it's too bad IBM, blah, 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 or whatever. And I think at the time they were like also like advertisers, but Linux Journal was really, really good about keeping the divide between journalistic integrity and advertisers. And a lot of times advertisers don't like that journalistic integrity separation thing. So anyway, it was just awkward. I'm just not terribly professional in the traditional sense, I guess. So anyway, yeah, no white shirt, no corporate speak tendencies. Yeah, I mean, I'm exactly like I am now in every aspect. And if you used to read Linux Journal magazine, it was very much like we were just buddies talking, and not so much like somebody reporting on professional businessware. Anyway, what about Firms Who Works in Maine? Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, and they are serious. I have nothing against IBM. It was just funny and awkward because yeah, I represented a Linux Journal a lot of places, and it wasn't always to the best interest of Linux Journal. Good evening, Gavin. I assume that you must be across the pond from me, because yeah, it's early afternoon here. And then I was talking. Was it Mason that was talking in the Discord earlier? I think it was Mason. That time change has actually happened this weekend. I think over there for some places at least, and the time change doesn't happen here for another week. So it's still daylight saving time here, at least in Michigan. I don't even know if that's consistent across the country because our country, like some states don't even do daylight savings time, and then like in Arizona they don't, but like the Hopi Nation, like the Indian Nation reservation area, they do daylight savings time, but then there's like a smaller part inside that reservation that doesn't. It's crazy. The U.S. is crazy in that regard. Uh, Daylight summers. Okay, so the clocks went back over there. Yeah, here it's still summertime. Apparently, we're still clinging on to all hope. So yes, next week it will be. I'll line up with the rest of the civilized world, I guess, because our time goes back next Saturday or next Sunday at 2 a.m. So, uh, the next week's live stream will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which I know is just massive confusion. Yeah, I don't think Indiana changes still, do they? I don't think they do. I know Arizona doesn't. I don't think Indiana does. Um, but yeah, anyway, it's silly. So anyway, I'm already off track here, but so pranks. I hope somebody has some fun pranks. I'll start. The one that I put in the weekend assignment was one that I've just done for years. It's just fun, and it backfired on me once. So the idea is everybody knows somebody. Some of us are married to people who happen to be like this, where everything is stored on the desktop. Now, to my wife's credit, some of those things are in folders, like, organized, like this folder, this folder, this folder, but everything is on the desktop. And she like saves everything by default to the desktop. And so every computer she's ever had, the desktop is chaos. And so as a gentle prank, I would clear all the windows away, take a screenshot of her desktop, and then I would clear all of her icons, put them in a folder, off the desktop, and then make her background image a picture of her desktop with all those things on there. And it's really funny. Ha 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 ha. However, some people use a very elaborate organization system on their desktop. And when you do that, they don't think it's really hilarious. They are angry because they have no idea how to start applications. So I have to admit, on more than one occasion, more than one person looked at my screenshot. I like emailed it to myself so my screenshot can like be on a computer screen next to me, and I take their computer and I like look and I like align the icons just like they were, and I put them all back. So I guess that's a prank that kind of has backfired on me some, but it is really funny to see them like, why isn't this working? I clicked on the icon, and they reboot the computer and they click on the icon again and it doesn't work, and they're just clicking on the backdrop. Anyway, so yes, let's see. How about sending someone to the printer to a floor? No, that's just uh, that's just teaching people. That's teaching somebody to fish, kind of thing, right? Printers in general drive me nuts. I have one more. I have one more prank that I think it's funny, and so I'll demonstrate that if nobody else has any, that's fine. We can just talk about my Linux on the desktop experience. But hopefully this will work. Move this a little bit because I gotta, because yeah, I only have the one microphone now because my Scarlett 2i2 stopped. It works, but it only shows one interface, and the two inputs aren't separated. It's really bizarre. I think I'm gonna have to use ALSA instead of Pulse Audio for that, but that's a whole different one. Lewis, yeah, we're gonna have time, I think. So mine is just a pretty simple one. So um, I made a YouTube short or TikTok or whatever, and Lewis, okay, deal. Lewis is gonna DM me, and I will read it out if I get it. If I don't get it, then you can just make fun of me too. Um, so I did a YouTube short or a TikTok, both on aliases not too long ago, and that's just a great way to do a joke as well. Now, you know, aliases generally live in, if you look in your bash RC file, you can see all the aliases. I think that's where they are, right? Yeah, alias definitions here. But you can actually set them right on the command line. You don't have to put them in there. You can just do like alias, and I would do something pretty harmless, like let's see what's in here. So I have these files in my folder. So if I were to sit at somebody's computer and they're still logged in and quickly type alias ls equals ls and then $ asterisk, this if you're not sure what this means, basically all of the arguments or the flags or the arguments that they actually put after. Like if they were to type ls minus l, it would put that back in, so it would still work like normal. That's just all of the things after it, and it'll just put it there. So this will allow that to happen. And then something like echo blank line echo you smell bad, Bob. Okay, and then everything works fine until they type ls, and then every time their computer will tell them that they smell bad. And it should, oh no, the arguments didn't work for me. See, I didn't troubleshoot this one. Pranked myself. I don't know why that didn't work. Let's see, alias. Should have done that, right? What is the other one? There's one that separates them out. I don't know. I don't know why that didn't work. ls should have done it. And then it put it at the end. I don't know. Well, prank's on me, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's how you can break your person's whatever. You can make it so that they can't do ls minus l, which sucks. And then, yeah, so just an alias ls. Anyway, I have no idea why that didn't work. I actually thought that was going to work if I put that $ asterisk, because it should have taken all the arguments and put it right in place. But apparently it didn't expand that out. Anyway, let's see. Oh, good. I didn't remember if I put the thing. Oh, but hold on, it cut you off. Hold on. I'm going to troubleshoot basically here for us. Please stand by. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. All right. Poisoning your local DNS and running upside down. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot all about doing something like that. That's actually a great one. Let's go back to here. Yes. Oh, man, I'd forgotten all about that. So basically you can intercept either using, a man-in-the-middle proxy or whatever, and then re-render everybody's web pages to something else, or change all the images to something else, that sort of a thing. Yeah, that's actually a really good one, Eddie. I appreciate that. I'll try to remember to put that one in the file. All right, Lewis, keep searching, because even my second prank wasn't all that good, and now it's going to bother me. I'm going to have to look for a long time to figure out why exactly it didn't expand. I expected the ls command to expand all of the arguments and then do the echo command after, but anyway, it didn't. Dwayne sending an email from logged in workstation that wasn't locked when walking away. So okay, this is potentially really, really funny, depending on the company, I guess. Back to IBM. I don't know. That's a great thing to do if you're an IBM employee and like your neighbor has left their computer logged in. But yeah, it could be funny depending on the company. Putting clear Scotch tape on the bottom of mice. Oh, so I've never actually done that. Does it just stops it from working, I assume? Because we're talking about laser mice now, right? I mean, back in the day, mice had balls and you would just take those out. That's funny. No, I don't want to try it. I don't want to prank myself. Actually, I'll probably try it later. I just, I don't have any Scotch tape. But yeah, I probably will have to try it. just because it makes the light reflect not move. Oh, but it still moves. Oh, but it's still, so that is funny if it still moves. That's kind of like so I happen to have what do we have? We have 2 cats and 3 dogs that currently live in our house with us. And that means that there's fur everywhere. And fur will often get right in here and just like one little dangly little hair will make utter chaos for my mouse tracking on any surface. And so, yeah. Uh, about half of them. Yeah. Now it's PG-13 live stream. Great. One dog, multiple cats. My office is off limit to animals. So, yeah, we have. I don't mind when animals come into my office. However, for some reason, our grandpuppy, who's a wonderful dog, and I love her, there's a spot. So my office is in the far corner of the upstairs, and to get here, you come up the stairs and you go through this common area. Uh, and for some reason, there's a spot that the dog pees, and that's something up with which I will not put. And so she's been blocked off for quite some time. Now the carpet needs to be replaced anyway. It's been gross since we moved in, but it's just the strangest thing. So until I pull that up and we make it, vinyl click flooring or whatever, yeah, she's just kind of banned, which makes me sad because she's awesome to have in the office. She just snuggles by my feet. It's even nicer in the wintertime. Let's see. I have a Jack Russell. Talking about hair. Oh man. So yeah, my grandpuppy is a half pit bull, half Australian shepherd, and she's kind of short-haired, not super short, but fairly short-haired, and they just shed like crazy. We got our other 2 dogs specifically because they don't shed much. We have a Labradoodle and a Yorkshire Terrier. And both of them, their fur is more like hair. It doesn't really shed like a normal dog. They do get fluff balls, which is funny. In the, like, especially like shedding season or whatever, we'll just find like big balls of fluff like against the corner of the floor, but they're easy to sweep up and they don't get everywhere like dog hair does. So, but then the grandpuppies are the kind that shed like crazy. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait. Main guy. So, I missed what this is an answer to, but I also have Maine Coon cats. Our 2 cats are purebred Maine Coons, and they are ginormous. And they're cool cats. They're not snuggly, usually. They like to be near people, but they don't want people to be touching them a whole lot. That's generally their vibe. So, anyway. Let's see. Once I changed the default mouse pointer icon to the progress icon, it made left click do nothing. Oh. I don't know. That's pretty funny. It does sound funny. So maybe it wasn't as funny as it sounds, but it does sound pretty funny. I like that. Ours will get in the shower. Ugh. So, yeah, ours are like Maine Coons. They don't hate water. They don't necessarily want a bath, but they, will jump in the shower afterwards. Like after we get out, they'll walk in there, which is just weird. And, but we wouldn't mind if they slept with us. However, they will wake up and like attack in the middle of the night, and it's really super annoying. Or they'll just like 3 a.m. and be like, meow. And that makes sleeping difficult. So they generally get kicked out at night. We're talking about a dog and a cat. Jack Russell. Oh yeah. So what's funny, our Jack Russell just makes me think small dog, and our Yorkshire Terrier is a very small dog, obviously. And when we got the cats, they were kittens, and they were smaller than than Phoebe, our Yorkshire Terrier. And now the cats are probably 3 times her size, and it's a different dynamic than it was before. So anyway, Siren, they openly recommend one to do Dwayne's prank at work. Oh, well, now I got it. What was Dwayne's? See, this is why I'm not good at remembering stuff. What was Dwayne's prank? Oh, emailing everybody. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, depending on the company, it might be funny. Oh man, yeah, walking on their chest too. They weigh like, I mean, they're like over 20 pounds. They're just enormous. Uh, yeah, I'm assuming the email prank because that sounds like a cybersecurity person's like that'll teach them to leave their desktop unlocked. Hardy har har har. At the next job because they just got fired. That's not really great. Um, but yeah. Oh, I can't think of any other good pranks, and the one that I had didn't even work good anyway. So, um, but I could talk a little bit about this experience this week. So, how many of you are actually using Linux as your desktop machine? Laptops don't count. I mean, my laptops are running Linux, and that's what I like when I'm on the couch surfing. I will always have a Linux laptop with me. But I mean, main desktop machine. I'm just curious who uses Linux for their main thing because, like I said, I did use OS 10, and now I've been using Windows just because I couldn't afford a new Mac. And yeah, it was tough. So some things are still crazy. So I have a Wacom tablet. Like, I mean, you've seen me use it. Like even today, that was what I was using when I went to the screen. It was a Wacom tablet, and it has kernel support, which is really nice actually. However, I use Ubuntu Mate, and it doesn't have a GUI interface to configure the Wacom tablet. So it took me a really long stinking time to figure out how to like get it to work because by default, first of all, touch is turned on. I don't want touch because that's, I just want my pen to work. And also it doesn't limit it to one screen. Like the screen would be controlling all of the screens and I just want it on there. So I did finally find the XSet Wacom program and figured out how to use it, and that's working. But that isn't even the hard part. The difficult part is every time like the screensaver kicks on or the monitors, like the power saving, like turns the monitors off, it resets all of it. And so every time I walk away from my office and I come back, uh, touch is turned on and it doesn't work, and I have to reset it. So I have to figure out a way to um, figure out something that when I come back, like whether it's like when the screensaver stops, I have to figure out a way to get that to trigger running a script that will reset all of my Wacom settings because that's super annoying. Right now I just like first thing I do, I sit down, open up a terminal window, and run the script that will reset it. But there must be a way that I can trigger it, like when the screensaver stops. There's got to be a trigger or something. So anyway, oh, I'm really bad at watching the comments while I'm talking, while I'm pontificating. Yeah, that's I don't know that this doesn't fit our this doesn't fit our kind our kind joke. Um yeah, ooh, that's rough. Needed OneDrive. Interesting. So, okay, Jason's lab. Have you explored rclone? Because rclone is incredible with OneDrive. Um, it doesn't like it just does a great job of mounting it just like any other folder on your system. So if you haven't, I mean, I'm not encouraging you to go back, but on if you're on a Linux machine at all, check out rclone. It's great at mounting OneDrive on your system, and it I use it for my Plex server. Like I store all of my video files. I'm actually using it for I think Google Drive. Yeah, with Google Drive right now, but it also mounts OneDrive or Dropbox or all those things, and it just treats it like a folder on your system. And then not only does it do that, it allows you to set a certain size of local cache. So like when you write to that folder, it will store those changes in a local cache, and you can set like how long it will sit on your local cache before it will upload it. And it just makes for a really smooth and awesome. Then when you use something from, when you access something that's in OneCloud or anything that rclone is connected to, it will pull a copy down locally, and it will keep it locally in cache. And then after a while, it'll sync up and stuff. And all those settings are configurable. So it's just an awesome thing. I'm a big rclone fan. Lewis, all your machines are dual boot. Linux is the default. That's respectable. That's respectable. Whoa, daily driving Linux since 1997. That is incredible. About 1997 is probably, gosh, I'm trying to think. So I had my car accident in 99. And at that point, I didn't really know Linux all that well. The job that I had, I got to play with, I was playing with BSD and Linux because I was managing the dial-in server bank at the local community college. So I knew a little bit of Unix, and I was just scratching the surface of Linux. And then I had my car accident, and so then I learned Linux like hardcore because it was free and I could afford it. So, but you beat me by a couple of years there. I wasn't definitely not daily driving Linux in 1997. Oh, Dwayne's talking about rclone, that I was all going on how awesome it is. I love rclone. I stinking love it. It is so great. You can encrypt stuff. Oh, it's just so great. Mandrake. Ah, the summer of Mandrake. I remember when Mandrake was the cat's meow. Yeah. I think it changed. Is Mandriva? Did it change to that? And is that even still a thing? I don't know. I know I'm dating us all now. This is what it looks like when I'm trying to catch up on messages. So you under here. Check my DMs. All right, I'm gonna go check my DMs. This is what it looks like when I check my DMs. All right. Oh, it's a long one. Okay. Wow. This is a complex joke. All right, I'm going to drag this window over so I can, so I can better read it. So let me catch up and then I will read Lewis's prank to everybody. Dwayne, I've never, no, not that I know of. It's always been pretty rock solid for me. I will admit I don't do a lot of editing files in real time. Like I generally use it for media storage. And so I don't know, it might cause issues with like, as you're editing a document. I honestly don't have the answer to that one. So I guess there's a caveat to my endorsement. What about nice little message when you log in. Yeah, nice little message. Since urandom is endless, yeah, that makes for a productive day. So yeah. All right. So Lewis, I'm gonna try to paraphrase here. So there's a pod of like 4 people or more than one person, and everybody has a desk phone and like an old calendar binder thing with like the rings, like the clippy rings on all of their stuff. And so since everybody had a phone with microphone, just 2-wire microphone coming up, what Lewis would do, or claims that was done by somebody nefarious, basically take somebody else's 2 wires, like down at the phone, you have it up, wire it to your binder pins so that there are 2 of them there, and it's perfectly fine, while that person's talking. But then if you use like a stapler and short those 2 wires out, just like, moving stuff around my desk, short out their mic wires while they're talking to a client, that would be pretty harsh. I could see that being an issue. And probably if you use your fingers, you could just make a lot of static, I'm guessing, Lewis. You have to like correct me if I'm wrong there, but I could see that being very annoying and tough to track down. I guess the another one that just annoyance made me think of. Has anybody ever been sabotaged by one of those little chirping devices where like it? What do they even call them? They're just devices that like just chirp regularly. Oh, what did I do? Oh, just like a Noyatron, I think they're called. Ah, yes, exact moment that Lewis posted. Yes, the Noyatron. Um, yeah, I had one of those put in my office somewhere. I don't remember where exactly, but yeah, they are annoying. That is true, and that's a pretty harmless trick. But that's a good one. I have to remember that one because that yeah, I don't even know what was that ThinkGeek, but then ThinkGeek was bought by Amazon. Were they bought by Amazon? Probably. I don't know. ThinkGeek is not as geeky as I remember. Maybe it was bought by GameStop. I don't remember who bought what, but yeah, ThinkGeek used to be its own thing and now it's not. Went dial-up server in high school using Coyote. Oh yes. So were you running like a BBS or PPP? Like you actually allowed people to connect? Interesting. So what do they connect to? If this is at like, was this at your house or did you have like a? I'm curious. Eddie, you have to specify. Maybe you clarified further down, but I'm curious. Yeah, if it was a dial-in PPP server, I've actually done that. I did that at the school district that I worked to. There was an extra phone line, and I connected a computer so that I could dial into the school because there was no. I don't know why I did it that way. I could have just VPN, but maybe that was beyond my ken at that point. Sometimes in OneDrive doesn't show up in rclone for a few minutes after. Okay, so Dwayne, this I know we're hopping around subjects, but this might be by design. This is some of the settings, the default settings might be biting you in the butt here. You'll have to look in all of the rclone settings because there is a cache time where it will like cache it locally before it sends it up, and you can set that anywhere from like I think seconds to minutes. Like for my media server, I have it at like set it an hour because I don't care. I just rather it all go up in one thing. But yeah, check the settings because you might be able to adjust that down so that it goes up immediately. I know that there's a lot of settings, and recently even more like timing specific settings, like the local cache can be determined by size and by time and by all sorts of stuff. So check that out. I could be wrong, it might be something different, but that might be it. ThinkGeek never got to buy one. ThinkGeek is GameStop. Bingo. Okay, so yeah, that's it. They're GameStop. A Hack5 thing that leaked onto ThinkGeek. It could be. That certainly felt like a thing where you would build your own Anoyatron, and then ThinkGeek would, pay to have them made in mass and then, sell them for however much they were. I've had people swapping the mice and keyboard who sit opposite another randomly move the mouse. Yeah. Oh yeah. And oh gosh, there was something. So they make mouse jigglers, that just like move the mouse every so often. But if you put one in somebody's computer, I seem to remember like it would cause weird things while they were using it. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining that. I used to run a LAN and all my stuff and I dial up at home. Okay. All right. So yeah, it just connected you to your home network. Okay, cool. I get that. Very cool. Also very geeky. That's pretty nerdy. Alias the nano command to echo file removed. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that I like that one, Bobby. File removed. No, I wanted to edit it. Blah blah blah. That's pretty funny. Yeah, and again, that's just been my experience. So I encourage you to look at it. The timing can be very very specific, but it's been rock solid for me. So hopefully it will be for anybody who needs to use OneDrive on Linux. Oh yeah, changing the physical keys. And it's, rearranging them is one thing, but if you like shift them over one, that is even better because like at first glance you're like, what am I, what? Because I mean, we've all accidentally put our hands on there, one off, and all of a sudden you're typing complete nonsense. But yeah, it's, oh, okay, you just did an A B C D E F keyboard. That's fine. That's fine. But if you just shift them over one and like, I mean, you know, shift them over and then take the one on the end and put it over here. It's tougher to notice at first, like what exactly is happening. And so, yeah. Remove the wireless mouse keeper from the PC. Yeah, that's just cruel, man. Or, guess got to take the day off now. Can't type. Mason, oh, I'm so sorry, man. And I actually we had a conversation about it in the Discord, I think. So yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't announce it earlier. I didn't realize that until you said something in the Discord. I didn't realize that across the pond y'all switched a week before we did. We should just stop switching as a planet. I mean, there's enough people in this live stream, right? If we all decide. No, there's not enough people in this live stream, but oh my goodness, yeah, that's just annoying. Change keyboard settings to Dvorak. That does it too. Yeah. Does anybody use Dvorak? I know that it's supposedly more efficient, but I thought I read somewhere that the increased efficiency was a bit of a not necessarily true. I don't know. I don't know the real answer. I've never used Dvorak. My fingers know QWERTY. Although oddly enough, I've never really been great at numbers. So I generally still have to look when I type numbers, which is so funny for me. Taping Ethernet pins. Yes, we should stop. Daylight saving time. Who are we kidding? I saw a meme like daylight savings time is like cutting the bottom off of a blanket and sewing it on the top of the blanket and thinking you have a longer blanket. I mean, it's just, yeah. But again, nobody asks me these things. Although there was a proposal, I guess, in the US where, and maybe it passed even, I don't know, they might do away with it. But for some reason, I saw that it was like to stay on daylight saving time instead of switching, which I guess is better than switching back and forth. But why on earth would we do daylight saving time instead of like standard time? I mean, that just seemed weird to me. So next week it will be 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that means for anybody else in the whole planet. But next week will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week was still daylight time. I hope that helps. I hope we can figure that out. So is this a language issue, Lewis? I'm curious because I've never even heard anything like that in my life. I'm assuming this is a different language issue, maybe? Just a guess. Yeah, I get that. Like, we have hosted exchange students from Korea for quite a few years. I mean, not anymore. My wife is actually this week she'll be finished with everything at the school. Her volleyball is over and everything else is done. But we hosted students from Korea for years and years, and the whole time change is bizarre to them because they have one time zone in Korea and it never changes. They don't do daylight saving time or anything. So it was just always wacky for them to even, but the notion in general. He is a manual typewriter for years. Huh. So he found that Dvorak was easier in a manual typewriter. So I used to be a real big Piers Anthony fan. And then I found a horrible discrepancy in one of his books. And I wrote to him maybe or something. Did I write to him? I don't think it's on Twitter. It's been a long time ago. And his response was so off-putting. And I'm like, whoa. And now when I read his stuff, I'm a little bit unsure about. He seems a little creepy sometimes. But anyway, I did like all of his books. I read the Xanth series when I was younger. So anyway. Let's see. If you praying, swapping left and right mouse buttons around, that's cool. Like software wise, that seems pretty harmless, but that would work. Actually, you could probably just like set it to like left-handed mouse mode, I think, right? Because isn't that the difference? Like left-handed mouse mode would just switch the buttons. I think that's what it would do. So that's a pretty painless one. Um, okay, optimized for Portuguese. That does make sense. And you know, when it was a letter combination that I didn't recognize, I thought, I bet this has to do with a language issue. Uh, yes, changing the keyboard keys around. That's what Lewis is talking about too. And I like it. I like the idea better if you could just move them one over. So, you know, it's not clear by looking at them what's wrong. They just don't work right. Uh, Raise your hand red. Logged in. What is a? I can't raise my hand here, Eddie. I don't know what a PDP-11 is, unless it's something that I just don't recognize the terminology here. Bobby, thank you very much. Super chat. That's awesome. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And look, now we got to see on the chat thing how a super chat looks on my little chat thingy that pops up over right here, right there. So thank you not only for the super chat, but also for the ability to test that it actually looks kind of cool on the screen there. So thanks, Bobby. I appreciate that. Oh, y'all are out nerding me. Doggone it. I'm so far behind here. All right, I'm gonna skim through. Mainframe. Oh, Eddie, thank you so much. And now we get to see what Canadian money. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you both so very much. I really truly appreciate that. That's incredibly kind. Thank you very very much. DEC mainframe. Yes, I've never done that. That's before me. Sorry, my Unix nerdery started at FreeBSD it was a BSD Unix that I managed when they were doing the dial-in. Like there was a fractional. I mean, it was a fractional T1, but it was a T1. What do they call it when they would take a T1? I mean, in this case, it was a fractional T1. It was like half a T1, but then they split it up into POTS lines. I don't remember what that's called. But anyway, they split it all up, and then there was literally just shelves of old external dial-up modems, but it was all connected to a BSD machine. So I had to learn Unix in order to manage that. And yeah, that was my first introduction. But that was probably 1998 when I first started that. I think that's it. DS0, maybe. It feels like, I mean, fractional T1 obviously is just when you cut it up in more than one part. Like we had a fractional T1 when I started as the tech director at the school district too. We actually had it was a full T1, but it was fractioned. It was cut apart. We each shared a connection with the neighboring school district because they were so expensive. And it's crazy to think that we couldn't afford the full 1.544 megabits, which was faster than anybody would ever need in any situation ever. So we only had the 768K piece of it. But then, yeah, you could do something. You could do a T1 line so that it was a digital frame relay or whatever. I'm talking beyond my knowledge here. But you could also then turn it into analog, like I don't remember how many channels per T1, but it was like a bunch per T1. And they just split it off. And then you just had like a bunch of 2-wire lines going to each individual modem. Again, oh my gosh, Mason, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chats, everybody. I truly, truly do. And there wasn't even a really awesome weekend assignment. I doubly thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that is probably correct. I mean, there's no reason for me to think that it's not the DS0 channels because I cannot remember what, and I might have even called it something wrong back in the day as well. So, yeah. So I am surrounded by people with more nerdery than me, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, well, thank again. Y'all are just incredible. I greatly appreciate it. Um, I see we're running out of time again. I always hate that because I really get into this whole conversation and then run out of time. So, what should we? I'm trying to think like frustrations that I had with Linux. Oh, I am struggling with. Oh, here we go. It's, I don't know why I didn't think about Googling it. Dwayne Googled it. Thank you for thinking of Googling. Oh, let's see. 24 channels and a T1. I guess that's all, eh? Okay. And then old 23 because the one had to be for signaling. Okay, for some reason I thought it was more than 24, but I guess that's it. That was an expensive way to get 23 dial-in modems. I think we had because I think you could actually do like half of a T1 and so then probably get like maybe 12 and 11 usable or something because I thought we had a little over 30. Um, but I'm not positive. That's before my car accident, so I honestly don't know. I'm just remembering what somebody might have told me at the time. But still, that does make sense. And I think you could split them up too. Like you could cut one in half and have half for analog things, and you could use the other half as frame relay for digital signals or whatever. Whew. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Needed that for the PBX. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've thought about it too. Whew. Because we also had a T1 come into the school that was completely for phone lines, not for internet. But that wasn't my, okay. It was my job to make sure that everything worked. It wasn't my job to program it or anything like that, thankfully. So yeah, I need to run longer chat sessions. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the thing. I really like these chat sessions. So, but I'm staying pretty consistent. We're doing good, keeping it every week. So this is still fun. Um, what type of system do I use for my bird watching? So, this is a longer answer than I can give right now. However, um, one, I encourage you to go to linuxjournal.com or just Google again, Linux Journal bird cam. And I wrote several articles over the years as my bird cams progress. Right now I'm pretty limited. Right now I have one that is up, and I have two little 10-watt solar panels that are powering it. It's USB powered, so I actually have two USB inputs merged into one so that I can use them all for power to power this tiny little G3 camera from Unify, and it is mounted out there. And I have a battery mounted under there. And boy, this is getting to be pretty deep here. But so the two solar panels charge the battery, and I had to get a special battery because most battery packs do not support simultaneous charging and discharging, meaning they won't accept a charge while there's a device taking power from them. But this one does. This one allows it to be charged while the camera is on, and it does. I don't get quite enough sunlight on these two solar panels to get the battery charged enough to last overnight, especially if it's a cloudy day. So sometime during the night, the camera goes off. I'm still working on a completely standalone solar powered battery backup camera, but I've done so many things. Like I would upload so I use the Motion program in Linux to auto detect motion and then record snapshots every, like, I did like 10 a second, maybe 15 a second. I don't remember how many, but I would record all these photos. And then at the end of the day, I would use FFmpeg or maybe it was Mencoder, but to create a video file from all those static images. And then I would take that video file and I would upload it to YouTube automatically to the Birdtopia channel. And I did a lot of cool things, and I really want to do it again because now I have an upstairs office, and this window, I want to put a bird feeder out there because the squirrels, I don't think will be able to get up here. It's just a sheer wall. There's not really anywhere for them to grab. They're pretty crafty, so we'll see. But I want to get that set up this winter. Also, it's a south-facing wall, so I think if I get one solar panel, I might be able to just do everything from outside. So yeah, I'll have to start talking about bird camming because I have to get things going better with that. All right. I don't say the whole time every time you do a live session. Oh, I understand. I appreciate that, Veggie Broth. That's awesome. I thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know the rabbit hole. I know it's what happens. It is what it is. I still enjoy the little rabbit holes we go down. Um, yes. So over the years, it's been so many things. I built a Raspberry Pi inside of a box that I got at like Home Depot. That was like a weatherproof like box. And I like drilled a hole and silicone sealed a Raspberry Pi camera, and that was mounted up for a while. I actually drilled a hole in my office wall so that I could run USB out for something that was less self-contained. I do a lot of the processing on a VM, but then also I needed a bigger computer in a different location. It's changed over the years so many times. Oh, my puppy is whining. What's wrong, puppy? I think she might have to go to the bathroom. So when I close this down, I'm going to let the puppy out. Linux Journal IRC channel. Oh, the Linux Journal IRC channel is probably still on Freenode, if that is even a thing anymore. I do still drink too much coffee. So I am a big fan of, in fact, I get a regular shipment. It's Higher Grounds. It's actually here in Michigan. I like Higher Grounds coffee, not only because their coffee is incredible. It is. I really, really like their coffee. But they are very, very specific about treating all of the places they get their beans from extremely well. They're like a B Corp or whatever. And they travel to the places when they make deals, and they make sure that everybody is paid well above, market rate and stuff. I just love the company. And so I do a regular subscription of their coffee. So yeah, Higher Grounds in Traverse City, Michigan is where I get all of my coffee now. Yeah, I know. The squirrels, man. They always get there. Always get there. All right. You know what? I'm going to cut this one off here. Thank you, everybody. I feel bad. The puppy's whining. I don't want the puppy to pee her pants because she's not wearing pants. So have a lovely day. I'm going to try to get, I'll put some of these pranks in the weekend assignment. And thanks again for joining. Have a happy Halloween if you play Halloween stuff. I'm going to be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and my wife and my daughter are going to be Ghostbusters as we do Trunk or Treat, which is just like this thing that you do so kids come get candy from you. Anyway, have a great Sunday, and I'll see everybody in the Discord. And now I kind of wish the Discord was IRC because I feel at home there. Anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for the super chats too. That was incredibly kind. I appreciate that. And I will see everybody later. And Linux did it. We did this all on Linux, and it worked out pretty well. So thanks for that. And I will see everybody later. This is the